Well, we all knew that the upcoming Star Wars show, The Acolyte, was going to be woke garbage as Disney continues to find new and interesting ways to lose money. However, the word just came down that they have hired an intimacy coordinator. Now, what on earth is that? Trust me, it's far worse than you think. Now, if you're like me, you're thinking, wow, this is a total made-up thing. But apparently, it's not. You see, SAG-AFTRA actually has a description for what this position is, no different than any other company. So, what exactly is this intimacy coordinator according to SAG-AFTRA? They act as an advocate who serves as a liaison between actors and a production, ensure that performers and other production personnel adhere to proper safety protocols, serve as a resource in realizing a director's vision, assume the role of a movement choreographer if requested by the director, enhance believability, strives to build an environment in which actors understand what is expected of them in hyper-exposed scenes, give their informed and continued consent. Intimacy coordinators should be hired in scenes involving nudity or simulated sex or upon request for other intimate and hyper-exposed scenes. You have got to be kidding me. I don't even know where to start with this thing. Safety protocols when it comes to nude and sex scenes, skip. Not even worth mentioning. What the hell is that? And I was about to go on a big long rant about how on earth you would have a role that is basically assisting the director in getting actors to do what they want, because, you know, that's the director's job. And yet, I remembered I've actually had numerous conversations with several people in the industry over the last, say, 5 years, definitely, even possibly 10, where the directors these days, the ones coming out of film schools, the ones that are even established, they shoot a scene, hit cut, and rush over to look inside a camera. They have absolutely no regard for actors anymore. I know actors that complain and bitch that directors aren't directing them anymore. They're concerned about the technical aspects of the camera or the effects. And so, yes, the industry has completely changed the director role apparently, and now you need to hire somebody to tell actors what to do instead of, you know, the director. Not exactly sure how that's a direct translation of his vision, but no one seems to care. The most important part, by far and away though, is this idea that they would be involved in movement control. Again, that's doing the director's job. And informed consent, that's the big one. That's the one that's got my mind completely blown. Because you know what informed consent is? I'll tell you what informed consent. Informed consent is hey mister, hey lady, here's a contract. We're going to pay you lots and lots of frickin' money to go pretend. I'm going to sign that contract. That's it. That's my consent. You're done. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be people in the comment section. There's going to be people going, oh, no, that's not true. They're not slaves. You can't force them to have unsimulated sex. No one is. No one is, because that can't get screened, you morons. No. There is a very clear expectation of what is going to occur when you sign on. And at the end of the day, you have a script. And I know it's not frame by frame, shot by shot. But if you're on set and the director says, hey, this is a really aggressive sex scene, because of some trauma from a previous thing, because of some pent-up anger in the script, because of some pent-up, sexual frustration in the script, then that's what it is. And you knew that from the script, and you signed on the dotted line. This is absolutely unbelievable, and it's a complete just destruction and ruin of everything fun about naked people and sex. That's really what this is all about. It's always been about. They can scream till they're blue in the face. Oh, it's about consent and concern for rape and people's well-being and all that garbage. It's all bull. And I was actually having a conversation with a very close friend of mine about this recently, and I summed it up thusly. They're young. They're in that age category. Specifically, what our conversation was about was the sex education that they received in their high school versus the sex education that I received in my school, as they were from different points in time. The sex education that we received were fundamentally identical. From the standpoint of insert tab A into slot B, and technical things of that nature. There was one glaring difference, however. They had a segment of education, big chunk, on consent. I did not. There's a reason I did not. It wasn't needed. Why wasn't it needed? It wasn't needed for one very, very simple reason. Whether they were good or bad parents, all the parents that I ever knew from people my age instilled one simple thing in there: respect. That's it. That's the difference. But in the modern age, respect has gone out the window. Consequently, we have to have these idiotic lessons. We have to have a intimacy coordinator, and we have to water down and dilute everything having to do with sex and fun to boring. And again, my thoughts. What are yours? Let's talk about it. Obey your king. Subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon.